Hello, this is Neil from iPaintGirls.com, and I'll be showing how to draw a 3/4 extreme view of a female and a male to show the differences between the male and the female. I'll actually draw the female, then I will change her into a male, and I think this is the best way to show the differences between the male and female. In fact, I'm going to start with a cartoon character to show the exaggerated features. I think it helps learn the differences better. So, when drawing a cartoon character, you start with a circle. This is going to be kind of like a sky doll type comic character looking. And then you want to draw this like curved line, but more over here, I guess, actually. And it's going to slightly curve down like this instead of coming straight. If it was a realistic character, we'd draw this line straight up and down. This is the main difference right here when you start. The next is, you imagine a line in the middle, and then you imagine a line between the middle and the bottom of this circle here. And maybe just come a little bit higher than that. Like so. Okay, so this gives us that cross sign there. It kind of gives us the idea of where our eyes are going to be and where the character's looking and the direction we're going. Next, you want to draw an angle off here, and we're doing more of a doll type face. So you want to make that very big, which would be unnatural if it was realistic. Less of the chin is on this side, more of the chin is on this side of the line. That's the main thing to remember. The distance from here to here is about the distance from here to halfway in the circle, just to have a general idea. The ears are going to go outside, so I just draw a slight circle for that. I'm going to really angle this jawline down a lot here, like so. I'm going to pull the neckline in. Oops, actually I'm going to sweep it like this. This gives that more feminine cartoon character kind of look to it. I'm going to start erasing just here and here for, just little construction lines I don't need anymore. And so next thing we do is to draw the eyes. So the eyes are going to be like, since we're sticking to that kind of sky doll character, is we're going to pull almost like triangles, but oval triangles like that, and then we're going to have the lid on here. The nose placement, so that center line, one thing you can do when you're drawing the face is when you're drawing the center line is kind of come down and then follow this shape here. Comes like this, that follows that shape right there, then it comes down, and you kind of imagine this kind of ninja shape like that. And that just kind of helps you get an idea of the three-dimensionality. From there it's easier to place the nose like so. Just going to stick with this cute little nose like this. And so basically when you draw a nose from the 3/4 extreme view, it's like drawing the nose from the side view, but not quite as long. From the side view, you might have more of pronouncement, how it sticks out more. So even if the person has a nose that sticks way out like this from a side view, from a 3/4 view, it's not going to stick out that much. You're not going to see it sticking out as much. So it's kind of shortened like the eyeball is, but it still has the side view kind of look. Sometimes you might be able to see a little bit of that nostril back there. Just depends on how big the person's nostrils are. But with cartoons, you typically don't ever show that, and even sometimes realistic drawings, they don't show up, just depending on the person. The next is the eye. Is going to be about an eye width apart, even with this kind of cartoon. But the eye is so big that it comes more to the edge of the head over here, where with a realistic person, that wouldn't be the case. Next, I'm going to draw the eyeballs in there from there. She's going to be looking this way at us. Oops. Kind of give her thick lashes. I'm keeping this quite sloppy, and the reason why is because I want to get through as much information as I can in this video, because I'm not going to make a part 2 to it. The eyebrows can be up here. This eyebrow is going to be up here. Just thin little eyebrows since we're dealing with a cartoon character. As we come to, so notice the main difference with the eye from this view is that this eye here, with a realistic eye, it's going to be from extreme view. You're only going to see this part of the eye. The nose is going to block that eye. You might be able to see a little part of this here, and then you'll see this part of the eye here, and then this would be the part looking at us. So then you have the eyebrow coming like this. And then you have the cheek. So it's important that because the eye is round inside the head, it has a curvature to it like this. So if we view a person from the top view and cut the top of the head off to their eye, so this is their top view of the head, and we've from the front view we've cut their head off to their eyes, well, to their eyeballs like that. All that right now is missing. So this is all that's left. And from that top view then we can see inside their head. We took their brain out, their eyes are in here like so, and we can see the eye is curved like this. So when you view it from that 3/4 view, you're only viewing this part right here. All this is vanished, has turned away from us. And because of that, you get that look there. Hopefully that's understandable. Just giving a couple little, again, I'm keeping this very, very loose and ugly, but that's okay because it's still readable. Next is the lips. So the lips fall on the center line. Now, when in the 3/4 view, what happens is this side of the lip stays the same as pretty much from front view. This side of the lip gets this kind of shape like this. It's very foreshortened. This being the center. This will be that center part right here. Come down, go ahead and draw that lip. Same thing at the bottom lip. You have this button lip like this. So that part, that side lip is very foreshortened. This side lip is normal. I can draw the mouth slightly open. I want to make this line even more extreme. Come out kind of big cheek, like a doll. Come in like this for the chin. And actually, I went a little bit too realistic there, so I'm going to make it much shorter to add that more doll effect. And come down like this. Still, you keep this pretty round though. Next is the hair. So give her just kind of hairstyle like this, something basic and simple. I can draw quickly, and there we have it. Right, so that would be how to draw a face from the 3/4 view in a cartoon style. Now, what I want to show here is how we can exaggerate. Well, the reason why I did it in a cartoon was to exaggerate the features. That way, I want to show how to turn it to a male. It's pretty understandable. Right, so let's go ahead and get started then. Let's see here. I'm almost thinking maybe I should take the time and make her a little bit cuter. Just adding. Just a little bit more details. I'm not too happy with the nose, so I'm gonna give her more of a little cute nose, like that. And you can already start to see she starts looking a bit more cute. If I were to take more time with this sketch, just a little bit more, I can make her look a lot more cute, but I know I'm already starting to run out of time, so I'm going to have to cut it more shorter than I want to. I'm going to make this even more exaggerated here, like so. Anyway, so now you get the idea. We have our cute little girl. Right, let's go ahead and turn it to a male then to see the difference between a male and a female. I'll make a copy of this. And then I'm going to first erase the hair. I'm going to leave that center scalp though, because I want to know how far the scalp will come up for the male. Let's go ahead and first thing we're going to do then is add a masculine haircut. So we'll add some sideburns here. We'll make the ear a little bit more pronounced, a little more angular. Kind of add this hair here. Come out with our little. Remember that center line's over here, so that's actually got to be more like this. Like that. There we go. Make the head a little bit more angular. I'm going to get this eraser instead. Get rid of the eyebrows. Get rid of the eyelashes. Get rid of that top part of the eye because I want to slightly change the shape of the eyes. And doing this, I think, will help you understand the difference between the male and female better than if I just drew the male from scratch right now. So I'm going to kind of add in this part of the eye here. And bigger, bushier eyebrows, and actually they're going to be bushy over here and come this way because it's an extreme 3/4 view. Let's go ahead and add this center line here that comes up like this. Add a big blocky eyebrows that are closer to the eye and they're more straight. They're not as angled as a female's would be. Right, so it's already starting to look like more like a male, as you can see. These next differences are going to be really what sets the male apart. And to add more femininity to the male, you can just not add some of these parts that we're going to be adding here. So the next thing is the neck. We're going to do a nice big neck here, big muscles, Adam's apple. And so already we can see that looks more masculine. Next, the difference between the jaw. I'm going to lightly erase the jaw and chin here so you can see the differences I change. I'm going to really exaggerate this, that way you can see. That's why I want to do a cartoon character. I can really exaggerate the differences between male and female. And now I'm going to erase those previous lines that we had there for the female. And already you can see, look how much more masculine that looks. These next changes are also going to make it more masculine. That's going to pretty much stay the same, but the nose can change a little bit. We could actually keep the nose the same too. And mess around with this. Just change a couple features. Add okay, I'm just gonna change the I'm gonna leave the nose the same. I'm gonna leave the chin the same, but I'm gonna change the lips, eyes, everything else. But I'm gonna leave the chin feminine or more feminine, not so masculine. And to see the different results you get, you'd be kind of it's interesting to see. Okay, so one thing I needed to make now is I make the lips a little bit higher for the man because they're gonna be thinner. That same principle applies here, except I'm keeping them very thin on top. In fact, you almost want virtually no lip on top for a cartoon character. And I can show you how to do that in just a second. Next is that bottom lip, which will be a lot thinner, like so. So I could just go with the bottom lip, and to get rid of that top lip, I would go like this, and then I would just add the fill trim in here, like that. And then I would add that bottom lip, and maybe just add a hint at it. No, that doesn't look right. Well, let me see. It works right from some views, but sometimes for the 3/4 view, it's not enough details, so you do have to add just a little bit of a top lip. So I'm just add a little bit of top lip like so. And bam. Then I'm going to go ahead and make that smaller. I'm going to erase some of this bottom lip here. Dang it, I don't know why I went ahead and did all that. Wasting time here. Okay. Make it even thinner. Same principle applies though. Next is I'm going to add in this shading here for the bottom lip. I'll shade all this side of the face a little bit. And then finally, if you want to be more masculine, you can kind of come like this. So that's a little bit too wild, so I'm going to come more like this. There we go. It's a little better where it should be. And so anyway, you get the idea. So look how masculine that guy looks now compared to before. Huge change from this to this. And that's the main differences between male and female. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to go into the realistic one, but don't worry, because on my Master the Human Figure or Master the Human Head course, I'm going to be going through all this kind of stuff in great detail. It breaks down the face starting from the very most fundamentals. It's even better than my perfect square method. It's a better edition of my perfect square method, more details. It's like Master the Human Figure course. It's going to be long and it's going to be very detailed, and I guarantee you'll be able to draw faces like you never could before when it's all done, and heads from different views. Again, check out my links in the description. I also have a new link in the description too to my How live classes where you can interact with me live. I give you feedback on your drawings and stuff like that. That's the benefit of live classes. I always appreciate you guys' comments and feedback, and please let me know what you'd like to see next. I appreciate it. Thanks.